LOL 69. 69 Vibe.
The BEHRINGER 69 Vibe. Not much in here, some Chinese paperwork about security, some silicon stuff that nobody needs. Kind of missing the manual. If they go for a big box, they should include the manual.
There's a musician in every human being. Our purpose is to empower those who have not and cannot. Together, we are Music Tribe.
Uli BEHRINGER.
Uli BEHRINGER, one of the most controversial people
ever.
But kudos to them for not selling the 69 Vibe for 69 euros, but making it 59. That is actually pretty decently cheap. Vibe pedals, especially analog vibe pedals, usually cost way above 100 euros. It feels very sturdy, like turning the knobs feels good. We get the not very clicky switches, you know, the soft, touchy ones, rubber feet, and yeah, everything feels pretty good. The only thing they could upgrade were knobs that had a little screw right there to tighten it. So like you can tell, these are the cheapest knobs that in production, and also the shafts of the pods are made of plastic. So if they were to change knobs and pods, this would be like boss level quality. Very nice. Maybe they were copying the Deja Vibe. Maybe they were doing their own thing. I don't know. See that? It's 9 volts, 300 milliampere. Well, check out the video on BEHRINGER's YouTube channel where they advertise this pedal, and scroll down, way down in the comment section, and you will find this comment. And that person is asking, rightfully, why it says 300 milliamperes. If it's fully analog pedal, it should say like 100 milliamperes, and they go like, oh no, this is pre-production, and the final production version will be 80, peaking at 150, and here I am, months later, having a pre-production model, I guess. I don't know, 300 milliamperes. Probably still gonna be all analog, but we're gonna have a look inside later. And they didn't respond, of course. Within 1 week, I don't think they will ever respond to that. But who cares? But why, BEHRINGER? Why? Why trick us? Why lie? Anyway, so we are going to give this pedal a listen. We are going to take it apart because the speed, that's the main complaint everybody has, is the speed on low is too fast. There are trim pots on the inside. We can adjust them. We will get this one nice and slow. We will have a look at the circuit, and we will try out the foot controller. We need to check with an expression pedal. 69 Vibe. Oh yeah. There's some weird kind of grease on there from the factory. Probably not very healthy. We will be using my homemade Strat. There's Alnico 5 pickups with kind of low output, below 6 kilo ohms. Very trebly classic Stratty sound. Maple neck from an early 80s Ibanez Blazer. Amazing neck profile right there. Going into over there, the Boss Katana. With a sneaky kind of plexi style amp we're going full on Hendrix for this one, sound wise. It's super hot in here, by the way. I'm sweating. Sounds very nice on the vibrato channel as well. It's like there's more mids and more of a hefty boost, but maybe that sounds like that because of more mids. Sounds louder on the vibrato channel, and the vibrato sounds lovely, surprisingly good, much better than on the Viscous Vibe. Yeah, let's check how slow this thing can get, and then we're gonna open it up and make it more slow. Notice that when going full speed, between like 11 and 12 on the scale, there isn't much happening. So it's like at full speed at around 10.5, 11. Feels like there should be some room at the bottom to get it more slow without losing the speed on top. Let's check out how it boosts the signal with the effect intensity and speed at 0. Just the volume cranked, and let's check that boost. Makes the signal a bit louder, but I think it's mostly compression. Alright, let's go. The fun part. Let's take this thing apart. You know, like this. Yeah. Fit SN label here. All of these new BEHRINGER pedals have fit this label there. And nobody's fitting the labels there. the battery thing is kind of glued to the bottom. Oh, look at that. See the 2 holes down there? And here we go. That's the PCB. So these must be the photo sensors, something photocells, maybe the LED light bulb probably in there too. This is our on-off switch. Even though they feel very nice and sturdy over here, these are our little switches. At least we could potentially easily replace them. We got some chips over there and over there. Can you read what kind of chips they are? Anybody knows? I didn't look them up yet. It would be worth checking if they are maybe doing some digital stuff to the sound. Maybe they are not, maybe they are just like op amps. Got a bunch of transistors over there. It's SMD components, but you know, I don't really care for that because you see that? We got trim pots. I do love me some trim pots. And there's something about these photocells actually. See like, are these E's or are those 3's? Or are they important to how these cells work? Why is this one washed away? Let me know if you have any idea why they put 3's on there with a, like it seems to be handwritten. I have no idea how uni-vibe pedals function. Like, I couldn't imagine being able to build one. Unlike, for example, a fuzz pedal, I would totally build a fuzz pedal. But to me, uni-vibe is almost the holy grail of DIY pedal building. I think it's quite difficult, actually, to make a good uni-vibe. That's why they are so expensive, you know. They cost like the funky vibe or the gypsy vibe. They are really expensive because it takes a lot of work to build these things. Did I forget some component? Why is this white thing now flopping around? And there are no problems, only solutions to problems that we create ourselves, because there are no problems. Feeling very philosophical today. All the screws and nuts on this thing, and also the threads on the holes for the screws and nuts, are very bad quality. Like, they don't wanna fret, and yeah, they could work on that actually. You know what, we're gonna leave it like this. We're gonna use the crappy cheap multimeter, and we're gonna measure the resistance of these variable resistors over there. Yeah, we just know where we start, and maybe people on the internet can compare their resistance to my resistance. My multimeter is pretty bad, so sorry for that. So there we go. Roughly 14 k ohm. 0.5 k ohm, 500 ohms on the volume. Likewise around 500 on the intensity. And 14 on the speed. If I'm doing everything correct, I don't know. Probably. Maybe. Hopefully. Alright. Need a really tiny screw head. And yeah. Let's just see where this one spins. Okay, it was almost all the way turned clockwise. Now let's go all the way counterclockwise. And our reading should be opposite of before. Oh, now we got 18, 19. Yeah, just max it to the other side, whatever. Let's see how it sounds, shall we? Alright, I think it might be better to actually just adjust by ear, like play it and see how fast you like it. This right now is turned all the way clockwise, which is the slowest setting, before I put it on the fastest possible setting. So now have a listen to the slowest possible uni-vibe on that pedal. too fast anymore though. Okay, so I spent some time twisting the resistors over there and playing around, and I think I came up with a pretty good solution. 10.6-ish kilo ohms on the speed resistor. I lowered that from roughly 14 kilo ohms. 0.58 in the middle and 0.44 on the left, just like stock. 10.5k ohm. Post your readings down below if you have one of these. Go into the PCB and give me a measurement. Wonder if they all come stock from factory with the same readings or if they change. And once it's back together, I'm gonna use the expression pedal and we're gonna, mess around with it a bit. See how it does in front of a fuzz. I read somewhere, I don't quite remember where I read it, but I read somewhere that this is a 100k impedance output, which could be fuzz range. We get some 69 vibes and then we're gonna try out that pedal and we're gonna get some 69 vibes again. Vibe going into the Fuzz Face by Mosky, going into the Viscous Vibe, going into the Octavia. I have got the guitar volume at about 5 so that we get a nice clean tone through the fuzz. And yeah, let's just unplug the 69 vibe and plug in straight to the Fuzz Face and see if the sound stays the same. actually run this pedal first in line into your fuzz face. I like the intensity on this one at just under 5. It starts to, fold over on itself. It's hard to explain, but it gets way more intense once you go past noon. It's hard to explain. Let's just jam a bit. I'm gonna use the Mosky Fuzz Face and maybe the Octavia and the Wah, of course. By the way, we are also using some reverb the entire time. That Fender Boss spring reverb thing. It's on, it's doing just a tiny bit of reverb, but it's coloring the sound, making it warm. Let's fetz.
Conclusion time!
So in the end, what do we think of the 69 vibe? LOL 69. Even 69 vibe. It's such a odd name.
69.
It's nice, it's very nice. I think this might be the gem of the new BEHRINGER series. I think this is kind of modeled after the Deja vibe, which is probably like 400, and a good uni-vibe is way above 300. So this is a steal, this is a real steal. It's an absolute no-brainer. Get one while they're in production. I hope they never stop producing these. If you turn the intensity all the way down, it's a nice boost. And the uni-vibe itself sounds like a uni-vibe should sound. We can adjust the trim pots on the inside for some variations to taste, customize. It's always good. I do love a good trim pot. I'm calling that they are gonna raise the price to 69 bucks. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. Do not waste too much money on guitar pedals. Keep practicing.
LOL 69.
It's a meme pedal.
69. LOL.
Funny internet number. Bye bye. Subscribe for more. Check out my other videos. Look at the channel. Check out all the videos. Share them with your friends. Like them. And I see you next time. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Bye bye.